If we sit down to talk about the level at which Barcelona is, if you're going to compare this current Barcelona team to the likes of PSG, to the likes of Bayern, are we going to tell ourselves that we are at a level that we can compete, with the likes of these, really, really excellent teams? For me, we are not at the level of PSG or Bayern. And that's why it is more worrying for us Barca fans to know that we cannot be able to compete at some level of football. Let's assume we find ourselves in those kind of level. And I'm talking, okay, you could imagine a situation whereby we qualified for the Champions League semi-final. Well, most likely would have played Arsenal. But let's assume we're going to play the likes of PSG or Bayern in the semi-final. Are we confident enough that we can be able to win that kind of game with the kind of squad that we have, the types of players we have, and even the capacity, the standard of this team? For me, we are not at the level of the likes of Bayern and PSG, and that's the more reason the board of Barcelona, especially the sporting director Deco, needs to do, his job. We need to recruit more, world class players, especially when it comes to our defense. I could say we can still go with our midfield. We still have good midfielders that can compete at the highest of levels that you can think of. But when you talk about our defense and our attack, it is where we have worries. Honestly speaking, we need to beef up our defense and our attack. Lewandowski is not the player we should depend on. What's his name? Ferran Torres is not the kind of player we should bank on. When you go to our defense, for me, the only player, or let me say, just about two players that we could just rely on is Paul Kubasi, occasionally Jules Koundé. These are the two players that I can actually bank on. And for Paul Kubasi's case, I will tell you that he's still developing. This guy is just 18-year-old. So he's not a player that we should trust him, but he's not somebody that we should put the burden of the defensive duties or defensive organization on. We need a world-class defender, somebody that is well established to partner Paul Kubasi in that defense, in that central defense. Balde, uh, Cancelo, these are occasional players to me. We need to buy more defenders. We need to buy strikers, at least two strikers for next season, for us to be able to compete with the likes of Bayern and PSG.